What if I told you that the most pressing issue of pollution in the Iowa River right now is dog poop? In fact, the same year that the Thornberry Off-Leash Dog Park opened, which is right across from the Iowa River, is one of the first years that the Corvo Reservoir was designated Category 5A by the Iowa DNR, which is the most lethal and is the highest level of danger to a body of water. We can see that this clearly points a connection towards dog waste and poop in our water. So, our key partners is Karen Wilkie, who is a wetland restoration specialist and a freshwater specialist, Bruce Teague, who is the Iowa City Mayor, and Brad Barker, who works at the Parks and Recreation Department, and he's the Recreation Superintendent. Our team members: I'm the presenter and the coordinator, Zainab is our leader and our co-coordinator, Joyce is our team innovator, and Hiba is our team communicator. So, the problem is, due to the proximity of a dog park to the Iowa River, fecal bacteria such as E. coli has been found in the Iowa River, which connects to the Corvo Reservoir. The ecosystem doesn't get enough oxygen and the waste hurts them, and this also poses a risk to our drinking water, since a lot of cities in Johnson County get their water from the Corvo Reservoir. Our value proposition: our first value is health and wellness, as reducing the amount of E. coli in the Corvo Reservoir will improve our health and wellness and reduce the risk of E. coli infections. This is also points us in risk reduction because we're reducing the risk of E. coli infections, and its overall societal benefits because we're improving ecosystems in the Iowa River itself and improving the risk of E. coli. So our solutions is to redirect the routes of the Thornberry Dog Park, plant deep-rooted and tall vegetation, which will direct dogs away from the area and filter out any dog waste that manages to run off, and further education about the risk that dog waste poses to drinking water. So here's our prototype. This image is our first image. This yellow part is where we're going to plant a plant, which I'll talk about in image 3. This is sidewalk that's highlighted in yellow will be completely shut off from any pedestrians or dogs. The red is where we're going to post signs about the risk that will look like image 2. And this blue part right here is where we're going to redirect. So instead of going down here to get to the other side of the park, you can just take this sidewalk down here and walk across. The second image is an image of the signs we plan on posting at the red dots on our first image. It's fine warning and just a public health risk. And then image 3 is, this is a black-eyed Susan. According to our Karen Wilkie, who is our freshwater specialist, this is a deep-rooted and tall plant which filters out water, any runoff from fecal bacteria and fecal waste from dogs. And since it's tall, dogs don't like to go into tall vegetation or tall grass, so therefore they will stray away from these plants because they're taller. And even if they do go into the plants and poop, these plants can filter out any fecal waste that manages to run off. So our prototype for the social media post that we plan on posting looks like this. So we plan on making it you see pollution and this and let's work together to make the environment around us better for the ecosystem and for us. We also plan on educating the public about risks of E. coli in the Corvo Reservoir and other risks that this problem poses to society. So as for our customer discovery, we had 50 responses on our survey form. So 88% of the 50 responses said that the problem was important and poses a risk to the Corvo population and surrounding populations. 86% said that our solution was viable and could be done and would be good for this problem. And this is from our original survey about, there was a question on fish that had mercury poisoning. Since only 50% said that that was a problem, so we decided to pivot away from this and mainly focus on our impact of E. coli. So these are our comments from our key partners. The mayor said that they are working on implementing regulatory measures and explained how the water gets filtered in the Corvo Reservoir. How we want to help the city implement regulatory measures through our solution. Our freshwater specialist recommended deep-rooted and tall vegetation for us, as we saw in our prototype image. And the Parks and Recreation Administration told us that they take measures to prevent dog poop from running off, but they do not manage runoff into the river whatsoever. They also told us that there wasn't a valid treatment for the trash getting into the river. So here are our next key activities if we were to continue this project. We want to coordinate with our wetland restoration team and freshwater specialist team in order to begin planting projects with the Black-Eyed Susans. We want to communicate with city officials to put up the signs and get the permits and whatever we need to do for them. We want to communicate with the Environmental Sciences Department at the University of Iowa to get more statistics on how we can use our solution. And we want to create opportunities to clean up the Iowa River and for better waste management. So expanding on this, a lot of our evidence has been circumstantial, and a lot of our customers have been asking the same question: how much dog poop gets into the river? And we don't know, because there hasn't been a single study within the United States on how much specifically dog waste gets into the river. We hope by communicating with the Environmental Sciences Department at the University of Iowa, we can work towards getting the statistics and prove that dog waste is a threatening problem. So our key resources are the Iowa DNR water reports. As you can see from these images here, the Corwin Reservoir says bacteria indicator bacteria E. coli. E. coli is found in poop. And then this is also the Iowa River. It says bacteria indicator E. coli. We see in both of these bodies of water, we see E. coli bacteria, and the Iowa River runs into the Corwin Reservoir. We also looked at the Iowa Learning Farms, which is a project to help educate people about the risk of dog waste in the Iowa River. They said that 1 gram of dog waste contains 23 million fecal bacteria. And then also this, combined with a source from the Environmental Protection Agency of the US, said that the average dog excretes 340 grams of waste per day. So that means even if you took your dog to the park for like an hour, that's around 16 grams of dog waste. So that much is like millions and possibly even billions of fecal bacteria. So our channels, as we mentioned, social media platforms and the warning signs, this will help educate the public about the risk that E. coli poses to our bodies of water, especially the Iowa River and the Corwin Reservoir. So our cost structure, it's about $150 per acre for planting the plants. And we measured the area, it's about 2.9 acres. So we estimate about $435 total for the planting projects. We estimate about $300 per sign. This includes the dog waste bags that we want to include, and the permits, and any like additional structures that we will need to plant to implement the signs. That encompasses the entire thing. This $300, and we estimate about $1,200 for signs because we want to post 4 of them. And so our grand total cost is about $1,600 to $1,700. Our revenue streams will mainly come from local and state taxes, which is like taxes from the state itself and from the community. That can help us pay. If the mayor says no to our proposition for using taxes, we want to go towards crowdfunding. So platforms such as GoFundMe, which take contributions from the community itself in order to solve a problem. Since our cost expectations are pretty low, we estimate that we can reach our goal pretty quickly, especially since of the magnitude of this problem. Thank you. Are there any questions?